All right. So, Dell,
Yeah.
you up?
What's up?
Wanna go,
Sure.
sir?
I have my stuff ready. I'll just link it to you personally.
Sure thing.
Your character's Bridget, right?
Yeah, Bridget. Alright.
But how'd you like it? You guys like the way that things are kind of working?
Yeah.
This is pretty swaggy.
Pretty swagger.
Bridget. Okay, let's take a read. Alberta.
The second. The
Yeah.
second member of the vaccinating crew was getting their thing.
Definitely. Tomorrow I'm gonna be at my usual board game night thing, so I might be a little bit late, unfortunately.
Introduction number 2, Bridget.
Like, I won't even be around. I won't even be home around this time. But what I can do is I can try and run you a little bit. I can try running you on Thursday, hopefully, Megs. Unless you're up late tomorrow, but I don't think that is the case, and you really should be sleeping.
Yeah, gosh. Go to bed.
Go bud now.
Go to bed, loser.
I mean, you're welcome to stick around. I'm just saying that the way my schedule has kind of worked itself out is kind of stupid. All right.
Girl's turn.
Stretch. Stretch.
All right.
It was funny.
Okay. All right. Go on, I could go on and say what you were gonna say. I'm just kind of.
It was like the funny thing was that Utara's last name, her surname, it means the village in the trees or the tree village, and her thing had to do with trees and shit.
I know.
Oh,
I'm
you
well
know.
aware. That's why I chose that.
Good job. The firefly in the tree village. Cool name. Because Otaro means firefly.
Mm-hmm. Del. I'm gonna change the picture for you.
Oh.
Take
It's
your
not
what?
gonna be a creepy dark forest.
Oh, because that was my thing. Now
Yep.
it's gonna
Oh.
That was for
Elves.
you.
So each person gets their own little background.
All right. Have a good night, Mags. This live stream
Maggie.
will continue recording. So if you want to see what happens to Dell, you're more than welcome to watch this at a later time.
We'll see. Watch
Yeah.
Bridget's
So I
adventure.
can't stay up any later than like 1.
Totally fine. We won't be. I imagine we'll be staying up that late.
Okay.
Nope.
Oh.
Because I got shit to do too.
Yeah.
Wow, look at that little.
Oh.
It looks like a white plane. Oh, here we go.
Ooh.
Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Why isn't it showing up yet?
A creepy tunnel.
All right. We're ready. All right, Bridget.
Yeah. Oh.
Yes.
What's good?
We're good,
No,
nigga.
I'm not gonna be that.
All right, so let's go back and take a look at your history. All right. You try to live. You're going about doing the things that you usually do. You know, trying to live a normal life. Um,
Mhm.
it's another day at medical school, so to speak. Go ahead and Go ahead and walk me through a day in the life of Bridget.
Uh, I usually start off my day just the school has a cafeteria I like to visit, and then usually classes run all day, and then I have to go back to the dorm with the others. I like to have a room to myself, but I have others around me that I'm friends with. Sometimes we like to just have movie nights and stuff, but I like reading by myself. It's very comforting, almost therapeutic.
All right. Okay. You're sitting down. You're reading a nice. You're having a nice, quiet moment to yourself. It's been a long day at med school. You know, you just got done finishing up with some exams and the like. Nothing out of the ordinary. Nothing that you couldn't handle anyway. Um, you're going through and reading this book. It's a book that one of your friends recommended. It's kind of one of those. At least it seemed to be a little more of a cheesy sort of horror novel. But as you're reading through it, there's something that kind of bothers you. Um, as you go through this particular paragraph about uh, little, you know what a cherub is, right?
Yep.
It mentions a small stone cherub that was watching over, uh, the scene before the protagonists suddenly run into the monster and then everybody dies. Or at least that's how it built up. You're pretty sure that you still got half the book left and someone's got to survive. But what bothers you most is that line about the cherub. Because when you think back, you remember that there was this. When you went back home, for some reason, nothing was different in the house. Everything was exactly the way it should have been, except without your parents there. Their clothes were still there, their shoes. It looked like they never left home. The only thing that was different was that there was a small stone cherub that was sitting in the center of the room, of the living room.
Huh.
Besides that, nothing else really seems to strike at you. You just kind of sit back and think about that for a little bit. What do you decide to do now? After you've taken some time and given it some thought.
Maybe try and... I feel a bit hungry. I'm gonna go gonna go try and see if one of my friends want to go out.
You go over and check up on your, friend's dorm. You go walk down the hallway and you knock on the door. And you hear someone inside say, come in. Door's open. You open the door, and you see sitting on the floor right in front of you, right before you're about to trip on it, is a stone cherub, about a foot tall, just sitting there. The room is completely dark, except for that one little statue that sits there. What do you do?
Perception check on the statue?
You may.
Okay. Perception is wits and composure, or...
That's right.
Alright. That's 5.
Alright, so go, roll 5.
Oh, well shit.
Hello? You guys there? Oh, I can hear someone.
We'll go back. Oh, hey, Trans.
Hey, Trans is here too.
Yeah.
Okay. So, continuing along. With your perception check, you suddenly you can't see anything, and for some reason the whole hallway is empty. You feel really, really concerned. At least until
No.
go ahead and I need you to roll a wits and dexterity.
Okay.
Essentially, as you react, this is your reaction roll.
Oh, hey.
All right.
Oh yeah. Gotta roll again.
Oh, nice.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my god.
Wow. It's cray.
Oh, well.
Yeah. All right.
That's
So
like 3 10s.
yeah, it is. That's 3 tens. That's one. That's 4 successes. You actually, you could hear them creeping up right as they were doing it, and instead of jumping like you probably would have, considering how spooked you are by seeing this cherub on the ground, you give a sigh and you turn to see them trying to, sneak up on you and give you a scare. After all, they're the ones that gave you the book. They were obviously hoping for a chance to give you a little bit of a jump. You hardly even give a jump.
No.
You kind of turn and look at them with that exasperated look.
You can do better, guys. Come on.
Got a sweeter face.
They seem a little disappointed that they didn't get a chance to scare you, but they pick up the cherub and give it to you anyway and say, "Here, this is for you." And they ask what you wanted.
Oh, I was wondering if you wanted to go grab something to eat.
Well, they say sure. And you guys head over to the cafeteria. It's dinner out. It's time for dinner anyway. It's not that late at night. And everything kind of goes normally since then. The Parmesan chicken still tastes really lame and lifeless, without a soul. Tastes boring. But it's food, sustenance. And you guys go through the rest of your afternoon, do your homework, all that other stuff like good medical students are wont to do, except for your friends who get hammered and do all kinds of college kid stuff. And you just decide to go back to your room. That was just too much for you. It wasn't really stuff you wanted to get into anyway. Huh?
Besides, I really suck at beer pong.
So you go back and you're sitting alone in your room. You're continuing to read the book until you fall asleep. You're woken up by a You're woken up by the sound of your alarm. Morning's begun again. And it's another day. You're going over to your classes. It's about midday. That's about around the time your course takes place. And you're walking across the campus through the city. And for some reason you notice this odd woman walking through the streets. She's wearing a baseball cap and these strange looking clothes. She seems to be in the middle of doing a street magic show of some kind, and you stop to look at her. And she performs several card tricks that wow and amaze everybody around her, and the usual stuff, as most street magicians do. But she hands you a card. It says, "I want you to hang on to that card." Go ahead
Can
and
I
make
do
a perception check.
on the card?
Yeah, no, go ahead and do a perception check on, in general.
On just okay.
Check all the things.
By the way, what's your primary attributes? Like, what did you put the 5 points into?
The 5 points were into my sort of mental stuff, like intelligence, wits, and resolve.
Okay. The card itself has...
I just gotta do my.
Do the
Yeah.
thing.
It's roly poly oly. I didn't do so well.
Well,
The card itself is a 2 of spades. And, you know, you do the usual thing. You show a person on your left and right, show them what the card is, and then you make sure you hide it from her. And then you try to hand it back to her, but she kind of pushes it away and says, "Oh, don't worry about it." And then she goes through, does the whole, you know, show and tell, goes through the whole little overly dramatic show of it all. And you know, she goes through, shuffles the deck up, throws the cards around, and, you know, makes it look all grand. And then she reaches over to the window behind her. You guys were pretty sure that there wasn't anything on the window or anything inside, but she points at the window and says, "I want you guys to look at the window real quick." She takes her deck of cards and throws it at the window. And you see that after all the cards kind of spray and flurry everywhere, one card is stuck on the other side of the glass. It's the 2 of spades. Normally this trick would kind of just stop there at the, ooh, that's crazy. Except you look down at your own card, because it's still in your hand. Your card is now, turned into, picture of a cherub.
oh no.
2 cherubs circling around each other. And
Goddamn cherubs.
she looks at you with this weird sort of knowing smile and says, "Keep the card." And she goes about and she just leaves. Everyone clapping and applauding, and she just seems to be eating it up. She loves it. But she leaves you with that. What do you do?
I try to do a perception check on the 2 of spades in the window.
Uh-huh.
Finally, a success.
Yeah! Lots of success.
Get to roll 2 more dice.
Holy crap.
Nice. Roll 2 more. Roll another one. You got 2. 2 10s. There you go. Yeah.
2 10s and an 8.
Okay, so that's 3 successes. You go back up to the mirror. Everyone's kind of too busy giving her attention and applause, which at this point seems kind of weird because they're giving her way more attention than people should be giving a street magician. Kind of like they're just enthralled by her. But you know, you kind of push those thoughts aside. You're just more concerned about the fact that two of spades that was in your hands is in the window. You go up and look at it. As you stare at that picture, you begin to watch as it sort of peels off. It was actually a card, and it was on the other side, but a part of it is actually embedded into the window as it kind of slides out at an angle.
What in the...
And as it falls to the ground, it begins falling forward and just drops through the window and onto your feet.
Oh.
I pick it up and compare the two cards.
The faces of the cards show two of spades, and one of them is two cherubs. When you turn it over to the back, on the other hand, the two of spades has the same two cherubs swirling on the back.
Oh.
And the back of the card that you had in your hand is just normal backing.
Strange.
And then you realize you are running late for class.
Running late for anime school.
Got no toast in your mouth.
Yes.
Just stick two cards in your mouth.
Stick two cards in your mouth. It'll have to do. I'll have to believe in the heart of the cards.
So you go running off to class, trying not to think too hard about it. Yet, all throughout class, turns out that's all you could think about. Just what's going on with all of that? What's with those cherubs? And how come it's bringing back all these thoughts about your parents? The day comes to a close, you're done with your classes, and you're just exhausted. What do you decide to go do?
I decide to open up my laptop and search more about cherubs and their significance.
Alright, what you're gonna do is you're gonna roll a intelligence and computers for internet savvy.
Okay. That is 4.
Oh, that's...
Wow.
Oh. Shit. Somehow you find cherub. Weird cherub shit.
I mean, you find the basics. You're not internet retarded. You go and check out Wikipedia, and you find the Wikipedia page about cherubs. That's about as far as you really get. Everything else kind of is just citing the same sort of thing. Nothing really kind of stands out. I mean, if you want to go look it up, that's entirely on you. And everything you can find on Wikipedia is information you can use.
Okay, I'll go to Wikipedia then.
Yup, I shall give you a link.
I don't remember my family being super religious.
Which is kind of what makes it a little bit more strange.
Too spoopy.
Griffin, a similar creature, but with an eagle's head rather than that of a king, has also been proposed as an origin. Early Semitic tradition conceived cherubim as guardians, being devoid of human feelings and holding a duty both to represent the gods and to guard sanctuaries from intruders. That's weird. Why did that lady have them?
Eventually, night falls and you decide you're gonna go ahead and it's time to go get something to eat from the cafeteria. You figure, gonna go see if my friends want to go get something to eat again.
Wait, what the? Your connection to the server has been interrupted.
Don't mind it.
Now it's gone.
Okay, so you go over to your friend's room, knock on the door again. Except you don't hear a... when you knock on the door, you don't hear the usual doors open. You usually assume the door's open anyway. But when you knock on the door, it was cracked just a little, so that when you knocked on it, the door just slowly opens. And inside of the room, it's pitch black, except for the desk lamp. And on the desk is a statue.
Okay, what the hell?
You're pretty sure that this is your friends, probably pranking you again. So you turn around and expectantly look with that look of, exasperation. Pretty sure that they were gonna be there. But they aren't.
Do a perception check on the room.
Yup.
Yes.
Go ahead and read me the numbers that you got. Apparently the site is being dumb.
36786.
Oh, there they are. Okay. The dormitory's still going and about their daily business, but no, you go and you look around and all you see is that cherub that's on the desk. Nothing else in the room. There's nothing to even suggest that your friends have left. Their shoes are still, like, on the shoe rack. Their bags are here. They must be walking around barefoot.
Call out to see if they're there.
No one answers.
Oh no.
Check on the statue, see if it's another cherub.
What the hell is that?
That's trance.
Oh. Someone turned the tap on.
Alright, you look at the cherub and find that nothing... It hasn't moved. But... what really kind of bothers you... particularly about it is just that it's the only thing that's in the room. And... I mean, this This is not a small cherub either. I mean, this is a good foot tall of about 50 some odd pounds of stone sitting on her desk.
Jeez.
Her book, she was obviously doing some form of homework. Although, it seems a little odd that the cherub is sitting on top of her papers, right next to a pencil and an open book for her calculus test that's supposed to be taking place tomorrow.
Perception check on the cherub's face.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead. Go ahead and reroll.
Oh, yeah.
There we go.
As you round about to look at its face, it almost feels like it's trying to avoid eye contact with you. No, it's not moving, which is the weird thing. It's just, it feels like an eternity of you trying to get around to look at its face. It really is kind of something you kind of only notice in an afterthought of just a weird sense. But when you round about to its face, it looks like just any normal cherub.
Try and see what kind of stuff it's made out of.
It's made out of granite.
Sit down next to the spot where her friend should be.
Mm-hmm.
And check on what kind of work she was doing.
Okay. She was working on calculus. It was literally, she was in the middle of solving a problem. But she's not here. And it's not finished. The statue's just sitting on top of it.
Try and move the statue to see the other things that she was working on.
Yeah, you try and move the heavy-ass statue. Like I said, it's a good 50 pounds of stone. You pick it up and shift it over and take a look, and it's just regular homework.
Try and check if anybody's outside to ask if they've seen her.
You go outside, make a perception check.
Got an 8.
as you go towards the door, hear the sound of stone moving on top of wood.
Oh,
Quickly turn around.
The cherub is back
See
right
if-
on top of the homework.
God damn it.
Okay, what the heck? Calling up friends again.
No one answers.
Ah.
Try and check in one of the other rooms for if they're
You turn
hurt
around.
or something, or
You turn around and see both of your friends are standing there behind you, kind of looking at you, just like, "Hey, what's up?"
just start
Unusual.
like pointing in surprise at them and then the statue and then them and then the statue.
They look at the statue that's on the desk. Are you trying to prank us? I mean, you really
No,
could
no,
do
no,
better
no.
than that.
The thing was moving and I
They
thought you
just
were moving it.
they kind of look
I
at
moved
you.
it off of your homework.
Go ahead and what I need you to do is I need you to roll a I need you to roll a wits plus empathy.
Okay. With empathy, I have 3 plus a specialization.
What kind of empathy?
Emotions.
Okay. In that case, you can yeah, go ahead and roll your extra dice.
Okay, that's 4 plus wits.
Yes.
Okay, that's 6.
6 dice. Mhm.
Okay. You can tell. I mean, you consider yourself a very empathic sort of a person, and you can tell when someone's kind of lying to you. They're not lying. And you look down and notice, yeah, they're not wearing shoes. They said, yeah, we couldn't wait up for you, so we went off and we went off to go pick up some dinner from the cafeteria. You actually realize they're wearing sandals. They said, "Oh, if you go over to the cafeteria, make sure you say hi to the street magician lady.
Oh,
She's pretty cool. There's this weird lady out there who's doing some street magic. I don't know how she got on campus, but she's pretty interesting. As for the statue thing, They go in there. She picks them. It's like, whoa, this is way heavier than what we got you. We'll go ahead and hang on to this then. Thanks, but now you've got rocks and dirt all over my homework. Thanks.
thanks, bitch.
And you've scratched up my desk. Thanks.
Good job.
And she picks it up,
Well,
struggles with it, and puts it onto the
whatever.
ground. Alright, so what do you choose to do now?
Go down to the cafeteria, but try to sort of stay away out of the magician's way. You really want to get food. I really want to get food, but I'd rather not draw attention after all this. She seemed really weird. Like, one of those weird eccentric people. She's probably got like some sort of weird fetish. Blech. Ugh.
Yeah.
You, you do your best to avoid her. Except you didn't see her until you got into the cafeteria and saw that people were practically just giving her food. For more tricks.
Well.
Sit.
Shit.
So then you're not really. So you're kind of
Pretty sure she's a bum.
apart from the.
Like a
Try to
homeless person.
Try to sit where you're not directly in the crowd, but still within ears, sort of distance.
You get your food, you sit down, and then you realize about... actually, I'm going to need you to roll a... Wits plus... I'm going to need you to roll your composure and resolve.
Okay. Roll 6d10.
Well, I go over here and grab a particular other book.
Well, that didn't turn up anything.
Okay. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Over in spring. Nope, that's summer. Weird summer people.
Yeah.
Actually, where are the contracts of fame, glory? There they are. You see her pull out a really odd looking necklace and swings around and clamps it. As she's talking, by the way, you know, she's constantly talking throughout all of this. Oh, that's surprising.
Oh, Revan rolls dice. Shit.
Okay. She continues talking. You don't really know what the hell she's talking about, if she's even saying much of anything important. But you know that it's been 3 hours when she finally stops. Seems to have gathered up enough food in like some knapsack and has walked out of the door. And everyone who was in that cafeteria at the time was in there for 3 hours. No one seems to remember what the hell she said.
Mm.
Oh crap, my mic was muted.
Oh.
Well, I might. Well, it's probably way too late. I should probably go back.
You go back, and when you get to your room, you don't feel good. You
That
feel very uncomfortable.
stupid.
You don't want to go into your room. You're not quite sure why.
Try and check on the other girls.
Sure. You go up to their door. You give it a knock. Do you decide to knock on the door, or?
Yeah, and then ask if they're there.
One of them opens up the door, and she's like, she apparently has been sleeping. She opens up the door and is like, what do you want? And make a perception check.
Okay.
Yeah, well, how can I help you, Bridget? It's 11. I got an exam tomorrow, come on.
Sweet. Well, I was wondering if I could check on your notes again. I'm sorry about the whole statue thing, but
You
I
look
really need
out.
some.
You look at the window. The cherub is outside of the window.
Oh, no.
And not one of them either. Two of them.
Oh.
On the outside of their window. Sitting on the ledge. Just staring.
Ask the other girl if she sees that too.
She looks over, sees it, and jumps a little bit, and she's like, what? Okay, seriously? We're sorry that, we did that whole little cherub thing, but knock it off, okay? Because that's really seriously
I'm serious.
creepy.
That's not me. How could I have gone up there? I'm weak and I'm super wimpy. How could I get that there?
I don't know how you got it out there. I don't care how you got out there, but you need to knock it off, okay?
Why would I be lying to you about this?
I don't know. But all you need to know is stop it, okay? The joke's done. So you needed to get my notes for tomorrow's class. I'm sleeping, so here, take these and go back to your room or something. She hands you her notes and then goes to sleep and says, oh, if you don't mind getting rid of those things, please, that's really creepy.
All girls want is makeup and cars and boys. Okay, try to buy some time from that uncomfortable feeling by looking over the notes outside in the hallway.
You begin to realize that as the night falls, the hallway gets very empty.
Shit.
Okay, maybe not.
As soon as you're about to stand up, the lights go completely out.
No.
What? What?
You hear the sound of stone grating very slowly against the linoleum floor.
Try to run to my room to turn on the light.
You slam open your door, reach for the light switch, and try turning it on, but the light's not coming on.
Oh no. No!
And there's a sound of stone grinding against the carpeting of your floor
Oh my
from
God,
in
oh my
front
God,
of you.
Oh my God.
What?
Throw the paper.
You throw paper.
Throw the paper. Do anything.
Make a perception check to listen and see where they're coming from. You know that there's one directly in front of you, and there's one to your left, but it's further down the hall. You know that you can keep going to the right outside in the hall.
Okay, go right.
You keep running. You trip over several objects and actually cause injury to yourself. On your character sheet, mark down 2 bludgeoning damage. That means just put like half of a cross, half of an X, so just one diagonal line in the injury boxes, just 2 of them.
Injury box.
Okay, so on your character sheet you should have health.
Yeah, I have health.
In the boxes underneath the circles, go from left to right, 2 diagonals.
Okay.
2 boxes are now should have diagonals in them. That means you have 2 bludgeoning damage from tripping
Okay.
over things in the dark. You just keep hearing them, and the faster you run, the faster they move.
Oh my god.
No.
And the darker the entire place seems to get. You can't see anything now. You're pretty sure you've broken your glasses in the process too. And the more panicked you get, the more terrified you are. It seems to you begin to hear that grating noise being accompanied by the sound of hands slapping at the ground as if they were crawling to get to you.
No.
Oh my god.
No. No. No.
Wow.
Shit.
Just keep running away, because she's a freaking coward. There's
You
gotta be
see-
some sort of stairs.
You get to the stairs. You manage to find the door to the stairs. You know this place like the back of your hand. And you can hear them. They're gaining on you now. You slam open the door and you go in. And you trip over something. You don't know what, but it felt like something grabbed at your ankle. And you fall down the stairs.
No.
Take
Dude,
5
upstairs,
bludgeoning
bro.
damage.
Holy crap.
Man. Poor Bridget's getting really damaged here.
If you get to a point where you have more boxes of damage than your dots of health, how many dots of health do you have?
Well, I have 1 left.
Okay. After you fill up, then when I keep adding more bludgeoning damage, you turn it that one of the boxes into an X, which means lethal damage.
Oh no.
Oh boy.
And then after that is the last stage, which is aggravated, which is an X and a straight line running through it, which turns it into aggravated damage, which is if you finish out aggravated, you're dead.
Oh no.
You fall down the
Oh
stairs,
boy.
hurting yourself a lot as you go. And when you finally hit the bottom of the stairs, that sound of stone is moving a lot slower, but it's creeping. You can hear it plop down each step as it goes, moving very, very slowly.
Start trying to
Then
limp away,
you
yelling, stop.
you get up, and you can hear someone somewhere. It's driving up a fucking wall. That someone is singing a song.
Oh.
You open the door up, and you manage to make it outside. Finally, some light. The only person you see is that weird street magician lady. She's just hanging out on a park bench, dancing around. Admittedly, a little too gracefully to be human. Her balance is too keen. She's kind of just sitting there, dancing around on the bench, and she's singing the song Tiptoe Through the Window. And then she sees you. She makes a weird motion. She takes both of her fingers, puts them into a V shape, and points at her eyes, and then points back behind you with this big smile on her face.
Please, no. I don't know what's going on. Please.
Do you turn around?
Sure.
You see the little you see the edges of the cherub statues, except they are crawling on all fours. But as soon as they touch the light, they seem to be stuck.
Oh.
You get a closer look, now that they're completely frozen. And you notice that two of them, there are only two. But you notice that their faces are really familiar.
Oh my god, no.
No.
Oh shit.
No.
One of them looks like your mother, and the other looks like your father.
Oh no.
I don't. What? Ah!
Oh god.
The strange street magician lady is now a little too close for comfort. Leaning over, looking over your shoulder at him. She actually seems to be trying to keep you between her and those things. And she says, "Ooh, what you got there?"
You tell me what the fuck?
She just kind of smiles and says,
Do a perception check on her now that she's really close.
yeah,
Can I do that?
yes, you can.
1800.
Oh, you got it. You got 2 10s in each. Nice.
Alright, re-roll those 2 10s.
Well,
Oh, no 10.
Nice.
here's a second 10. Three 10s and an 8.
Roll an empathy check.
Empathy check, so
Wits plus empathy. Your perception check
Right.
allows you to notice something is a little off about their faces, more than just the fact that they are the faces of your parents. but also about the weird lady at your back.
Okay, so that's 6.
You notice with her that she
2 10s.
My God.
God, you're lucky. She is very keen about keeping, as I said, you between her and them. Something about them apparently bothers her too.
Holy crap.
Your empathy check is a critical success.
Mm-hmm.
Those
Should I
statues
roll for the
don't.
second 10?
Yeah. Go ahead and roll that before I tell you anything.
God damn it!
You are lucky.
Whoa.
Roll again.
Oh
1,
my
2,
god.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Holy shit. 7 successes. That's the current record.
Holy crap.
That's a critical success. Now,
Shit.
your empathy check allows you to know several things. First of which, the woman behind you is actually afraid of those things. Legitimately afraid, but her way of showing fear seems to be more on the edge of daredevilish, almost like she's kind of waiting to see if they can do something. She also seems to be taunting them. Particularly with where her hands are placed, right around your, right on your shoulders, a little too close to almost strangling you. But she's kind of just sitting there, staring at them, and the look on... This is the interesting thing about the cherubs. It's the expression on their face. You notice they're slightly quaking in the light. And they're not looking at you. They're looking at her. With a look that almost says they're trying to protect you.
Oh.
They're scared for you.
Quickly get off of her and move yourself more towards the light.
Towards the cherubs?
No, like... I'm guessing it's like a street lamp.
There's... Like, when you turn around, they're at the edge of the doorway, right in the stairwell. Then you
Okay.
have... You're standing there, and behind you is Raven, who is kind of... And she is like the... You're both standing under the lamp, under the street lamp. You're already both underneath.
Okay. Just kind of try to move your body so her hands aren't so close to your neck.
She seems to concede and lets go of you after, but not before giving you a playful shove in the direction of the cherubs. She laughs, and then it seems like whatever she wanted, she got. You're pretty sure you didn't have anything on you in the first place to, actually steal. Though you're not sure where you lost your currently broken glasses. Those are gone. You don't know where they are.
Mm-hmm.
You do note that she... but that's when you kind of note, because you got a very good perception roll earlier, that in her hands are a pair of broken-looking glasses that look kind of like yours. She puts them on and trots away into the rest of the campus, picking up a knapsack full of food that she took from the cafeteria.
Hey, aren't those mine?
Not anymore.
Yeah.
And as she goes off, she says... She doesn't seem to say bye to you. It's like she's addressing the two cherubs, and she says, "Ta-ta, ma and pa."
I guess now, to be on the safe side, just stay within the street light until morning. Because you don't want to know what would happen if you ventured off into the dark. Into the darkness.
God.
You don't know when their expression changed, but about around the morning when you finally start to conk out, every time you blink, their expression changes a little bit. They don't seem like they are as upset or aggressive. They seem to be more calm, and they eventually return to a state of just being looking like, normal cherubs, sitting on the. But when you wake up in the morning, you find that they are at your feet.
Oh.
Freak out.
You notice a couple of the other students who are a little more early birds see you freak out over these statues.
Get really embarrassed.
Until one of the professors comes up and asks what is going on here. The the dorm manager comes down and says, "Why weren't you in your room? What's going on? You actually are really fucked up right now. You're injured. You have a lot of bruises from falling down. You might be suffering from a concussion. That your medical knowledge tells you this much. Head trauma and all that other stuff." So they, help you up, and there's a big scene that happens. Everyone's kind of like, "Oh, what happened to her? Did she get beat up? Did she get mugged out here?" And no one really seems to pay much mind to the statues. You get to the hospital room, and over the course of the next few days, because they medicated you, and every single time you passed out or went to sleep, those... Let me restart that. So you go, they take you to the hospital on campus, and they patch you up and all that. Every single night, or any time you go to a place that's dark, you're pretty sure that they're nearby. You don't know what they want. You don't know what the hell they are. But every time you go to sleep, every time it goes dark, anytime the lights go out, you know that they're going to be there somewhere.
Okay.
Some nights you can't go to sleep because you feel like they're outside of your window, staring. You can always tell, because when it gets too dark, that sound of stone grating on the ground, you can hear it. Like nails on a chalkboard. And now, they're a little more careful about where they show up. They're not as obvious. Other people don't seem to be able to, aren't able to like really find them or see them. And you're the only person you're pretty sure that knows that they're there. And your lack of sleep begins to make you feel like you're losing your mind. Because whenever you try to sleep now, you try to sleep during the daytime, only to find that they show up anyway. But it's at night when it's really bad. Because you can hear them moving on the windowsill, pacing back and forth. And when you look, they freeze in the moonlight and just sit there and look at you.
Perception check on their expressions.
You can.
I got an 8.
Very standard cherub. Except they always are looking away from you. They don't seem like... You know when they're staring at you. You can feel it. But they never... When you look at them directly, they don't... They try to always... They always are in a pose that is turned away from you. One night, it's a miserable night to be awake. You've pretty much are at a point where you're almost about to fail out of school because you can't sleep. You always are sleeping in class. One night, you hear a knock on your door. What do you do? Mind you, you
Look
haven't
through
slept
the,
in days.
Alright. Groggily open up the door.
You see a woman standing in front of you. She's wearing sunglasses, first off, and that's weird. It's the middle of the night. Who wears sunglasses at night? But, when you open up the door, she stands there for a moment, stares at you, and then looks out at your window. The two cherubs are there, as usual. She pushes you out of the way. And closes the door.
Hey.
You see that she goes over there. You're not quite sure what she does. But she turns around at you and says, "Close your eyes and turn around." What do you do?
You're too tired to argue. Just do it.
She also says, "You might want to cover your ears."
Well, then do it.
You can barely hear the soft sound of her opening up the window. And for a moment, you think you can hear your parents. And how much they regretted trying to force you to join the oil business instead of helping support you go through nursing school. You can hear them apologizing over and over again. Like years, all these years of pent-up sorrow have built up, and now you can hear them. Your mother and father worrying. You see
Start to cry under your breath.
You see in your mind. You see in your mind what happened after you ran away from home. Your mother stopped eating. Your father, he took up chain smoking night after night and going out every night, driving around trying to find you. You could almost hear the conversations they had with the police, trying to send them out to, look for you and make sure you were all right, and how they were terrified that you might have gotten really hurt. You can hear all of that. And through none of it, they're not angry at you. They were just scared that something had happened. And that's when you see a strange woman walk into their home. A strange symbol on her head. 2 glowing eyes like fireflies in the dark. A big grin on her face, and she says, "I can help you find your daughter. But at a price." Your parents naturally take it without even a second thought. And you watch as she tells them, "Here, see this rock?" She hands them both a rock and says, "Eat it, and I'll tell you how to get your daughter back." They look back and forth at each other, confused, but they're so desperate at this point that the only thing that they can think of is just whatever, as long as she can help. They don't know why, what reasoning they had to trust this woman who just pretty much broke into their house. But the safety of, their precious daughter was more important than that. And so they swallowed the rocks, only to find that they had formed a deal, a horrible deal, with this woman. And there was some power that turned them into these cherubs, this body of stone. And she said, "Now you two will be guardian angels for her forever.
Oh no.
And you'll always know where she is."
Shit.
Starts slowly yelling yet louder. Why? Why?
You listen, like, you're so upset by this that you can hardly hear what's going on with your hands on your ears until you hear 2 loud gunshots.
Eyes jet open.
You see the woman is walking out. The woman with the sunglasses on. A pistol with smoke coming out of the front of it as she leaves. You look back to the windowsill
Perceptions.
where the statues are. The woman is stopped at the doorway, giving you time to take a look as she looks back and forth to see if anyone else has woken up. Anyone who does seems to be quieted and pushed back into their room by others that are there. You look back at the windowsill and see the 2 cherubs are now broken. Both of them shot.
Go look at to see if their faces were broken or not.
Oh, she shot him straight through the face.
Oh.
Okay. Go over to the woman. I guess a perception check on her.
Mm-hmm. Roll your perception. She pulls out a cigar and lights it up in a clearly non-smoking area.
Got an 8.
You can tell that there's something underneath her jacket, the jacket of her suit, and under her shirt, some weird lights moving around underneath, all across her back. You could swear for a moment her right eye, which is hidden underneath her sunglasses, there's a soft flame, almost, that quickly is shut off. Almost suppressed. As with the lights that seem to be showing up on her back. She pushes her sunglasses back up more, though it's out of your sense of empathy, you almost get the sense that she was very sad about what she saw.
Ask who she is.
She looks around for a moment. She makes a motion with her head, and two people wearing suits come in. One of them puts a bag over your head.
Well,
And the other ties you up, and then you feel yourself go unconscious from being hit in the head with a sap.
Pow.
bang boobs up.
But this is perhaps the first night where you really could rest. You just drifted away into your unconsciousness until you woke up in a weird apartment of some kind, dingy sort of looking place.
Perception check on the room.
Go ahead. It's okay, Taco. It's okay. Most of the rest of this stuff is just, you know, normal getting him into the group type stuff. Hopefully it was fun
Oh,
for
yeah,
everybody to
got a
listen
10.
to. 2 successes, reroll.
Oh, whoops.
That was the first time I I thought of the stone cherubs
Oh,
like
wait, whoops,
last night.
I did the wrong roll. I should have done a 1d10.
Yeah. Those particular things that you dealt with, I am dubbing guardian angels.
Okay.
I'm glad it's exciting, and I really am enjoying getting back into the flow of things, Taco. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I wanna find out about the teacher's scenario.
Yeah, he'll be fun.
She had 2 guardian angles.
Guardian angles.
You see the woman is sitting inside of your room. She's just sitting there smoking a cigar, just looking at you. And she just says, "Sorry about that, but I don't think it was something that needed to be brought up among your colleagues." I'm sure you have. Night, Taco. She looks at you and says, "I'm sure you've seen a lot of very strange things over the past few days."
Well, yeah. I was chased by stone statues that look like my parents, but other than that...
Well, they didn't just look like your parents, those were your parents. They've been watching over you since the day they were turned into those things. It's very unfortunate that it happened. But they made a deal with something that is They made a deal with a person you really shouldn't make deals with. I don't expect
Was
you to
it that?
truly... go on.
Was it that weird bum?
There are a lot of strange bums.
But like she showed up when my parents were chasing me. They or chasing her, I guess. She looked afraid of them.
The person you saw, her name is Raven Mirage. She's what we classify as a fairy.
What?
Freaking fairies.
She pauses and decides to think about what she's going to say next. The reality that you have always understood is very simple, plain, in comparison to what your new reality is now. This is a world that is hiding the terrible bogeyman under a thin veil. Unfortunately for you, that veil of blissful ignorance has been ripped from you. What I have here is a safe house, a place for you to meet with others who have seen similar troubling supernatural instances. I won't stop you from trying to go back to your old life. That's entirely up to you. You could walk away from all this and try and pretend that none of this ever happened. But you'll never be able to take away the fact that it did happen. It's up to you what you plan to do with it. Before I
No.
destroyed those statues, your mother and father wanted me to let you know that they're very proud to see how far you've come. And they're sorry that they couldn't have been there for you. They're in a better place now. She stands up and dusts herself off. And she just walks out the door, closes it behind her. Ike, you were in the house. Your character was in the house the entire time this happened. When she was brought in, she was asleep for the last 2 weeks.
Oh wow. So Bridget's been asleep for 2 weeks.
Yeah, Brit has been asleep for like 2 weeks.
And like Atara's like, who the hell is this?
Yeah, and Sachi just says, get her up to date on the rules of this place.
Okay.
And she leaves. And as per usual, you go in. As soon as she walks out the door, you put a line of salt behind the door.
Do like pro.
But hey, someone else now.
Yeah.
Well,
Bridget joined the party.
do.
Socially go.
So
But Dell, Bridget is left with a card next to her bed. Also, it seems like she left a copy of a letter that she sent over to the school, which says that there was a family emergency and you needed to leave for a few weeks. So, you can always go back to the college. They basically have given permission for you to return. Whenever you want. Whenever you're done with this. Also a list of your homework assignments and everything that you missed. No problem, Amber. We're pretty much wrapping this up.
Yep.
So it's up to you what you want to do now, Dell. What does Bridget choose to do? Considering all that's happened to her.
Probably that, well, for one, she's fallen so behind and her friends have become so estranged with her that she just feels so alienated from the school. Also, the fact that the creepy Reverend Mirage lady had showed up a bunch of times and she really doesn't want to meet that person again if she can help it. So yeah, she stays there.
you're gonna hang out with Otaro a bit.
Hotaru gives you the whole rundown of the house, gives you the tour of the place. She seems like a nice kid. You don't know why she's living in a place like this, or what's going on
This is how
really.
the shit works.
She tells you a couple of rules. One of them being to not sleep next to or open up the room that has brick laid out for a door.
She's like, don't fucking go near that. Don't.
Don't go near that place at 3.
Don't do it.
Don't
Or
do
I'll
it at
beat you
3
up.
a.m. Then she says that you need to make sure not to disturb the pictures down in the living room. And anytime in order to get into the house, you need to have that card slide into the mail slot, and you won't get your face shot off, because there's at least 3 shotguns aimed at the door, and they are tied to the door knob.
So be careful. Don't shoot your face off.
Right.
Also, be sure to put a line of salt down, and don't open up any of the windows.
Mm-hmm.
She seems like a nice enough kid, a little rough around the edges, but she also seems to be going through her own problems too. She talks a lot about the orphanage she used to be at, and
She recently found out that her father was actually a good person after all.
yeah, and you guys spend a little bit of time talking with each other, along with whoever your keeper is, the Cardian agent that was left behind to keep an eye on you guys.
Mm-hmm.
So there could be rubies.
Yes.
Dell, your character, considering all that's happened, your character's left relatively alone after this. You don't seem... I mean, you enjoy being able to sleep now. You don't feel like someone's watching you outside of the window. But every now and again you hear Hotaru wake up in a cold sweat, and she keeps saying that someone is outside of the window, throwing rocks at it, or that occasionally she seems to react to like some kind of a breeze that's going through the entire house. And you both find out that you both have seen this Raven Mirage person.
Hmm. At least Sotaro has someone to comfort her if she ever gets scared.
Yep.
Or anything.
Which happens fairly frequently inside of the room full of pictures. Because there's now a new picture of Raven Mirage hanging out at the cafeteria of your old school, Dell. And every time Hotaru seems to
Boy.
look at that picture, she seems to go into an anxiety attack as she sees something there. And here's the song. Here's in a sing-song voice. I see you.
Please, stop.
I see.
And there you
Can
go.
I do a roll on him?
You may roll on empathy.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's 4d10. Well, that sucks. Oh wait, there was a 9 there.
Yeah. Yeah, you can tell when she starts getting into an anxiety attack. She freezes up and stares at a picture with Raven in it, and her breathing gets very, very short. She also gets this, like, she just stares at it for several minutes at a time. For Hotaru, it seems like a moment, like an instant has passed, and she quickly looks away as fast as she can. But what actually is happening is she pauses and loses several minutes of time staring at it, which you pick up on very quickly.
Well, she's a medical student, so she should probably be able to check on that type of stuff.
Ike, your character, every time you see Raven, you feel like, I guess the best way to put it is you feel like hours of your, like, time is being taken from you. Like, something is feeding off of your time.
Damn. That blows. It's like, get that bitch away from me. Poor baby.
Poor Babu.
Okay, so that's pretty much it. Thank you guys very much.
Yeah.
Hope you guys enjoyed. The Guardian Angels bit was actually pretty... I like that. I like those little bastards. Those
Yes.
terrible little things as they chased you through the hall. That was fun. Nah, but we'll have a whole assortment of different monsters for everybody else to deal with as their characters come along. So, yeah, we'll see how it all goes. That being said, I'm gonna go ahead and close this stream. The rest of the tutorials will take place over the course of the next few days until Friday.
Okay.
Alright.
See you all later.
See ya.
See ya.